If you want to dominate Assassin's Creed Shadows as a ghost in the night, this bowstaff stealth build for Naoe will change the way you approach every encounter. With the right tools, the right weapons and perfectly timed chain assassinations, you can wipe out entire groups of enemies before they even know what hit them. Today I'm breaking down every piece of gear, every perk and exactly how to execute this setup to maximize lethality and efficiency in the shadows. The heart of this build is about control. It's not about trading blows or dealing as much damage in active combat as possible. It's about keeping the enemy guessing, controlling every encounter and chaining kills together seamlessly. And all that without being spotted. With this loadout, every assassination feeds into the next. Every tool is a setup for more eliminations, and Naoe becomes a one-man army that exists only in the shadows. But before heading into the build, if you like this type of content, make sure to leave a like, and for more content on AC Shadows, make sure to hit that subscribe button. So with that being said, let's get into it. Starting off with the main weapon of this build, Tsuyu's bow. This is the engine of your chain assassination strategy. It allows you to leap from target to target with chain attacks once the perk is unlocked in the Assassin Mastery tree. Apart from that, this weapon has an amazing engraving, letting you build up void poison and bleed affliction with every hit. This provides you with just that extra kick that you need to take out your enemies when being spotted. I also added the engraving that lets you deal a plus 48% armor piercing on combo enders. While the main goal is stealth, sometimes you need to finish targets quickly, and this ensures your attack combos become a bit more lethal against tougher enemies. However, when this build is played right, you do not have to fight your way out of a dodgy situation often. The main focus has to be stealth. Also important to add is that this exact bowstaff isn't mandatory to use for this build. You just need a bowstaff equipped in order to execute the chain assassinations with the weapon. If you want to get Tsuyu's bow, you need to have the Claws of Awaji DLC. If you do not have this, just choose a bowstaff that you prefer the most. Moving on to the secondary weapon of this build, the Masamuni's Thorn Legendary Tanto. The Tanto unlocks the double assassination skill, letting you take out two enemies at once. Coupled with its plus 2 health segment damage on double assassinations engraving, it's the perfect tool for taking out two heavier targets in one go. I also added the Shadow Piercer engraving, which deals 2 health segments damage on hit, invaluable for emergency kills when being spotted. And the quick assassination ability allows you to delete hard to kill targets mid-combat. The Tanto adds versatility and some quick last resort damage options to this build, ensuring that no enemy survives long enough to alert their allies or get the upper hand. The Tanto can be obtained at the legendary chest inside Nochiyama Castle in the Obama region in Wakasa, over here on the map. And the Shadow Piercer engraving can be unlocked by getting the Warrior's Garden Tanto. You will receive it once you have assassinated Masatoshi Nakahara, a target from the Betrayer's quest board. For the headgear, I'm running the Bowmaster headband. Its core feature is the engraving that adds an extra target to the bowstaff chain assassinations, allowing up to 4 enemies to fall in one chain. If you line up targets perfectly, this engraving lets you perform the most satisfying chain assassination sequences. I also added a plus 2 health segment damage on assassinations from shadows, further stacking lethality and making Naoe a stealth powerhouse. For aesthetics, I've transmogged this gear piece with the last dance of the Onryo mask, purely to give Naoe a visually striking presence in the shadows. Of course, you can transmog it with whatever you prefer. Again, for this headband you will need the Claws of Awaji DLC. If you get the DLC, head over to the Yura shipyard here in Yura and claim it from the legendary chest over here on the map. The second engraving of the plus 2 health segment damage on assassinations from shadows is linked to the Yuri Walker hood, which can be obtained from the legendary chest at Yamazaki Castle. Armor wise, the Master Assassin gear gives us additional assassination damage and stealth efficiency. The main engraving adds plus 2 health segment damage on assassinations, reinforcing Naoe's ability to take down enemies quickly and reliably. Additionally, the stealth-focused engraving reduces enemy sound detection efficiency, meaning you can slip past patrolling guards and set up chains without ever being noticed. This gear is also transmogged for aesthetics, giving a clean, deadly assassin look while maintaining peak efficiency. The Master Assassin armor can be obtained later on in the main story. It will be a grind though, because you will get it near the end of the main story questline. The second engraving that reduces sound can be obtained by getting the Yuri Walker ropes from the legendary chest at this exact location on the map. At last we got the Trinket, the Cerulean puzzle trinket. It's essential for movement-based lethality. Its first engraving gives a +2 health segments damage on running assassinations, allowing you to capitalize on mobility and momentum. The secondary engraving provides a 10% chance to refill a tool on kill, which is critical because this build relies heavily on lures and smoke bombs. Lures gather enemies into optimal positions, while smoke bombs let you vanish when spotted and reset your flow for continued stealth eliminations. Especially the tools provide Naoe with the ability to control the situation and to set up these amazing chain assassination sequences. The Trinket can be obtained through the Shadows project in the Animus. It is unlocked at number 13. You will level this sort of battle pass by doing weekly missions. So with everything collected, you can make this build for yourself. But how do you play this build? So this build revolves around rhythm and control. You're never fighting enemies in open combat. You're setting up sequences that allow Naoe to flow through the battlefield like a shadow. Chain assassinations are your core, ideally striking 3 to 4 enemies in a single sequence. Lures manipulate AI positioning, stacking enemies for maximum chain efficiency. And smoke bombs are your safety net. When an enemy spots you or a chain misses, you vanish, reposition and pick off remaining targets. Every tool, every weapon, every perk feeds into the rhythm, making Naoe unstoppable in the shadows. The key of this build is momentum. Ambush, vanish and ambush again. Always aim to chain 3+ targets, not only to be efficient but also while it looks awesome. Lures set up kills, smoke bombs reset the flow. And that's the full Naoe bowstaff stealth build. A setup designed to annihilate entire squads silently and efficiently. Naoe becomes a predator that controls the battlefield entirely from the shadows and staying undetected. Every engagement is planned, every move is calculated and every kill feeding into the next one. So if you enjoyed this content, make sure to drop a like, subscribe for more Assassin's Creed Shadows content, and as always, thank you guys for watching and see you in the next one.